Так, всем здрасте. Ну чё, поехали порасследуем. Дела. Поехали. Следуем. О, что-то про бабочку.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Detective, I was first on scene.
И это я, по-моему, уже расследовал это дело. Или нет?
All these people are vultures, officer. But you can tell me what's going on.
И
This is
какая
awful.
машина?
Just awful. Why
Да
can't we
нам...
get any closer?
Ну это я уже расследовал.
Similar MO.
To what? The Dahlia? I don't think so.
Celine Henry.
That's a closed case. This is probably another sad sack who lost his temper with a broad who wouldn't put out.
Are you a suspect, Rusty?
Watch your mouth, Phelps.
Ладно,
All
бог.
I'm saying is we got enough to do without reopening closed cases.
Talk me through it, Mal. Severely battered, on display. Footprints would indicate that she has been stomped. Size of the footprints would seem to indicate a smallish men's shoe. What size shoe did Mendez wear?
You finished?
No, I'm not. At a glance, I would say strangulation was the cause of death. I'll need to do further tests for semen.
Angry boyfriend. If they were married, they'd be at home. Not humping out here in Lover's Lane.
Или это новое
Mind if I
расследование?
examine the body? Be my guest.
О. А, нет, это что-то другое.
Look at your mark. It's very distinctive. I'll do some comparisons back at the lab and get back to you.
Вертится. 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 Тоже
What's
кольцо.
this mark? Cut on a finger. Fourth finger, left hand. A wedding or engagement ring. Violently removed.
Да, надеюсь, за такой не забыл.
Looks like she was tied up. It does at first, but that would leave a mark on her other wrist, too. I think her watch might have been torn off. Another day, another dollar.
Положи руку на... Рука, рука.
The stomping angle in the Henry case, was it reported in the press?
Sure was. Every detail a copycat would want was there in the story. Just when I think I've seen it all.
Опять сумочка. Ну, это то же самое.
If the motive was robbery, why not take the money?
Да.
You catch all the good ones, Phelps.
Well, we have a name. Can you run Deirdre Muller by RNI?
Back in a second.
Бабочки еще обыщем. Мы все-таки расследуем это.
Detectives, RNI says that Deirdre Mahler of 130 North Bonnie Bray was reported missing this morning by her husband, Hugo Mahler.
What'd I tell you? Let's grab the husband, take him downtown, and work him over.
Uh-huh.
And have this wrapped up by lunchtime.
What about not making assumptions and going on the evidence?
Нет тут. Да, у нас? Ладно, не позволяется, значит будем брать. О,
Don't think this is any use to us.
мне тоже кажется. Пачка. Нету тут ничего больше. Тоже не нужно. Музыка играет, значит, все смотрел.
Catch all the good ones, Phelps.
Nothing significant.
Не все улики собрал. Что-то я еще пропустил. Все. Ладно, мне сказали, что взяться тут. Я понял, это бутылка. Еще одна будет. Ладно, посмотрим.
Another day, another dollar.
И еще. А, музыка прекратилась. Что значит? Валим отсюда. А ты что тут? Кто такой?
Give me some peace and quiet while I finish
Show's
up.
over. Keep moving, all of you.
How bad is it? Come on, you can tell me. Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got
На
promoted?
какой поедем? О, на тот. Где наша машина? А вот наша. Поехали на нашей машинке. Давай, дедок, ты мне...
Still might be some play in the boyfriend.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
If he doesn't work out, that is.
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
She was a woman, wasn't she? Well, around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagine. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
Don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman.
She's the mother of my children.
You're a father, Cole? But don't tell me your eye don't bend.
This conversation is over.
Just go easy, Phelps.
О, тут задание не берется, слава богу. Так что доезжаем до конца. Идем расследовать дальше. Кто-то закрыл дорогу, так что... Вызовов нету. О, глаз что-то зачесал. Ладно, похрен. Мы расследуем, потом машину. Смотри. Во-во-во-во-во-во. Да едем на парковочку, пока мы все равно едем туда. Слышь, мы на парковке. Садись. Да, лимузин беспонтовый. Какой катались уже? О, нет. Экарт. Неплохо прикорки. Дверь можешь не закрывать ее. Кто-нибудь. Ну садись. Это такая же? Да, такая же. Смотри, как у тебя машинка. Это больше на черную сторону. Да, на ней. Так, на это катались. Да, на этой уже катались. И на такой катались. Это беспонтовые. Это она. И на этой катались. О, с красным. Так надо было припарковать правильно. А, ездить. Ну только что. Она же. Она же. Она. Ладно, садимся в нашу тачку. А, нет, стоп, стоп. А автобус здесь есть? Да? С этой стороны. Автобусы нельзя, я так. Жалко. Поехали расследовать дальше дело. Машины беспонтовые. По крайней мере, тут стоят.
Calm down.
Ладно.
Stay off the moonshine, bud!
Ты чуть не сбил.
You're gonna kill someone!
Да, я... Да вы чё? Так будет быстрее. Не туда. Бывает.
Breathe, damn it.
Вот он, домик. И у меня дежавю, или мы это уже расследовали дело?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Is your father home?
He'll be home soon. He's been out looking for Mommy.
What's your name, miss?
Michelle Eloise Mahler?
Can we come in?
I suppose so.
Thank you. Could you have a seat for me, Michelle? We're gonna have a look around.
He'll be back any moment. Just sit tight.
Крипка. Больно. Да.
My partner will explain everything when he gets back, okay? There's nothing to worry about.
А, ну скрипку я уже посмотрел.
Not everything here is going to be relevant.
Вот откуда ты знаешь, имеет это отношение к делу или... Так, тут все. Значит, идем в эту комнату. Это че?
Work boots. Size 8.
Что еще? Тоже возьму. Кольцо.
No sign of a wedding ring. Elgin wristwatch. Probably the same one snatched from her body.
Часы. Да? Я думал, тут это было. Ну, поехали дальше. Что тут еще? Что? Обыскались. Пусть тоже уже пос... Так, эту комнату смотрю. А где кухня? Хочешь лимончик сожрать? Nope. Так, а что там за вертолет?
It doesn't appear to be connected.
Знаешь, что... Вот. Записка связана с делом.
Junk.
Как?
Is this about Mommy? Daddy is trying to find her. Please tell me she's okay.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Michelle, but your mother is dead.
Так напрямую взял и сказал.
Do you think you could answer a few questions for us?
Could try.
Some of your mother's jewelry was missing. Can you describe her things?
A ring, a watch. I never paid much attention to that stuff.
Я
You
сомневаюсь.
seem reluctant to talk about her jewelry.
It's a touchy subject with Daddy. He thought she wasted too much money on her appearance.
When did you last see your mother?
Yesterday afternoon, I went to a dance at Belmont High. Mommy was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't show.
So what did you do then?
I was upset. Daddy came instead.
And did he come and get you?
Of course. Some boys offered me a ride home, but that's not the right thing to do.
So you were hanging around the school for quite a while. What happened with your father?
I don't know. I called and finally he answered. He came straight away then.
Your mom and dad are happily married?
What are you saying? Of course they are.
Сомневаюсь что-то.
They weren't happy, were they, Michelle? Did your father ever hit your mother?
Just the once. She said she would leave him if he ever did it again. He bought her a brooch pin to make up for it. Mommy always wore her golden butterfly.
А,
I
золотую
know this is a tough time
бабочку.
for you, Michelle, but you should really try and help the police.
Hey, what gives?
О, этот на
Daddy, the
актера
police are
похож.
here.
Michelle, I'll talk to the police.
Daddy, Mommy is gone.
Go to your room, young lady. She's not even out of school. You can't come in here interrogating her like she's
Your
some
wife
kind
was found murdered this morning.
found. What? But she only.
На актера
We have some
похож.
questions that we would like to ask you.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll do my
Но
best.
забыл, как его зовут. Так, еды на месте.
What size shoe do you wear, Mr. Mueller?
Why do you ask?
It's routine, sir. Simple process of elimination.
9s, I think.
You know anyone who wears a smallish men's shoe who had a major grudge against your wife? Is there something you would like to tell us, Hugo?
No, I do not. You finished making hints?
So you were here all night. You stayed in while your wife went out to pick up your daughter?
Yes, that's correct.
Good.
You should come clean if you're having an affair or if there's something going on.
I told you I was here. Were you saying I wasn't?
So why did you take so long to answer the phone when your daughter called?
Okay, I went out for a while.
What?
I was driving around. It's my way of relaxing.
You phoned in a missing persons report this morning?
Yeah, that's right. My wife didn't come home last night. She left around 9:30. Michelle was out at dance. She called me to let me know that Deidre didn't turn up.
Was your wife unreliable?
No.
Your wife went to pick up Michelle?
Yes, that's right.
What happened, Hugo? You got any theories? Because we're starting to like you for this.
The car park by the school is kind of dark. Maybe somebody jumped her there. Did you try the parking lot?
Your wife was beaten and then strangled. In your case, you have no alibi and a history of violence towards your wife.
That's not true, god damn it.
It is true, Hugo. You're a violent man. You try to keep a lid on it at home, but sometimes you lost control. Your daughter and your wife were scared of you.
You don't know anything about me.
I know about the golden butterfly, Hugo, and how you bought your wife off the last time you heard her.
She liked to spend money, all right? Dresses, jewelry, her hair. It drove me goddamn crazy. Do I look like a Rockefeller?
Nobody likes a cheapskate, Hugo.
Getting hostile with us is a
Ну,
very
2 из
bad idea.
5 всего лишь
I'm no
правильно.
murderer.
Make some arrangements for your daughter, and then present yourself to Central Station for questioning.
You gotta be kidding me, Phelps. Put the cuffs on him.
This is an outrage. I didn't kill my wife.
Your daughter is in the next room, Mueller, so I'm giving you a break. Don't make me change my mind, and don't make me come looking for you.
We should go back in there and bust his ass.
One, we need to break his alibi, check phone records, canvass the neighbors. Two, we have motive of domestic violence, which probably goes for half the men in LA. Three, we have no evidence tying him to the crime scene.
Hello, detective.
Идем.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard the terrible news over the radio.
And you can help us with our inquiries?
Yes, sir. They had a row last night. I heard Mrs. Mueller screaming.
Did you see Mrs. Mueller come home late last night at all?
No, not at all. I did see Mr. Mueller put something in the incinerator earlier this morning, though.
I told you he was our guy. Now let's get this bum downtown and into a cell.
Look, there he is now.
Step away from the incinerator. Don't let him get away.
Okay, but no shooting. We need this guy to make the case.
If you get him, give him one for me. Shoot the creep.
Ну, передлилась.
Enough running, Hugo! Hands where we can see them.
А, да, он же по всему. Ну, я откуда знал?
This doesn't look good, Hugo.
I can explain the blood.
Get him booked in at Central, officer. Then put him in an interview room. We'll be speaking with him later. And inform the captain.
Yes, sir, detective.
Is there someone you can call, miss?
I don't know what's home, and
You need somewhere to stay, Michelle. You have other family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncles?
call Aunt Helen, but she lives in Bakersfield, and
Call her. We're gonna get someone down here from Juvenile Hall to talk to you in the meantime.
We ought to get some uniforms down here, clean up, take care of the kid.
Well, you don't see that.
На, позвонить, узнать.
Galloway, Homicide Division, badge number 564.
Go ahead, Detective.
Phelps, badge 1247.
Did we get Ray Pinker and a technical services team to a house at 130 North
I
Bonnie
need an
Bray
address
Street?
on a Belmont High School.
Send someone down from Juvenile
Checking
Hall
for
to
you,
look after a
Detective.
young lady.
Roger, 11K.
Belmont High, 1575 West 2nd Street.
Thanks for your help.
That's the guy. I heard he's an honest
Inform
cop.
Detective Phelps that the coroner has report waiting. Police morgue downtown when he's available.
Got it, KGPL.
Так, поехали в морг, а пока мы никуда не едем, маленький перек... Это мне нехорошо.
Make sure your family does its part. Look for the bin at your local grocers. Your help of some dry goods or preserves will help those who need it the most. Donate today, won't you? And be sure to buy your victory bags, available at your favorite movie theater.
Как это радио
I'm
долбаное
surprised, you
выглядит?
know. I didn't make the husband for it.
Always make the husband, fellas. 9 times out of 10, it's the closest person to the Vic who does the deed. God knows I've wanted to kill some wives in my day.
Lex parsimoniae.
What?
The law of parsimony. Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is most likely the correct one.
You know, you could have said that without getting all liturgical on me.
I'll try to dumb things down from
Так. Потом не... Да.
Try this one on for size. Rusty's razor.
How's that go?
You blame the guy that's banging her.
Ah, of course. The famous Lex ignoramus.
Closes cases, Cole. Puts a lot. God, you're gonna kill us!
Да, я хотел убить вас. Да что ж ты такая неуправляемая? Еще и музыка.
$11K to KGBL. We'll take the 288. Go ahead with the further.
А где он? Куда нам ехать? Я взял задание. Я все понимаю, ну а где его задержать? Ни хрена не понял. Новая задача — задержать какого-то этого. А где он? Ладно, похуй. Подождите. Места. Короче, не знаю, взял задание какое-то, не знаю, провалил его. Как обычно. Сейчас, как обычно, провалю, да что. Ладно, едем в это, пошли все нахуй. Поехали в морг, сейчас проверим все. А потом девочку. На танцы. Пошли в морг.
Phelps, Rusty, thanks for coming.
Can you blood type the shoes that we bagged and see if they're a match?
Sure. It'll all be in the report, but I'm assuming you want the details now?
Please. Cause of death is strangulation?
Correct. Take a look at the samples on the bench.
Идите на стол. Это тут что ли, как обычно?
What are the normal uses for that kind of rope?
On boats, mooring lines.
Correct. Although Ray says that they're sometimes used as bell ropes in churches.
Портовы.
So are we looking for a sailor or a minister?
Well, in my experience, sailors seem to have the greater libido.
Was Mrs. Muller criminally attacked?
No external or internal traces of semen.
Thanks, Mal. Anything else comes up, you let us know.
Где тут? Слышь,
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. A green 1946 coupe, registered to Mrs. Hugo Muller, has been found in the parking lot adjoining the Belmont High School and playing fields. Captain Donnelly wants you to head down there immediately to take the school janitor's statement.
Thanks.
поехали к школе. На чем поедем? Поехали на нас.
Not exactly the happiest of places, the coroner's office.
Carruthers is a good man, professional, diligent. If you're working with a pro, it's easy to
Так
overlook.
куда вы
Jesus,
едете?
Phelps? Funny job, that, coroner's.
How so?
No, you don't want them enjoying their work too much. The wrong kind of man can get awfully lonely rattling around a joint full of corpses.
Rusty, that's like something out of the pulps.
Been reading the same ones as me?
I thought you were usually too drunk to get through a magazine.
You know, if I close one eye... Cole! You know, if I close one eye and squint, you can just about make out the print.
Ага, ладно, ладно. Не алкаш ты. Там зеленый. Хорошо, что тут не до превышения скорости не штрафуют. И за игру в шашечки на дороге. Так, что я переехал, надо поворачивать. Стоп, горит. Да, музыку, кстати, надо вырубить как-то. Мне это не нравится. не по встречке, мы по встречке поехали. Ладно. Да сколько вас тут?
Slow and steady, come on.
Ты чё тут расставил машину? Не видишь, тут полиция гоняет. Ирина.
Cole, come on.
This is the car?
Yes, sir, Detective.
Have you looked it over?
Superficially. I was told to wait for you guys.
Thanks. We'll take it from here. What time did you see the person park the car?
Late last night, after school social, maybe 1 a.m. I've been keeping a good eye out lately. We've had problems with the child molester.
And this was the same man?
I don't know, sir. I mean, I'd like to say yes, but truth is, it was pretty dark.
All right. Tell me about this man you've been having trouble with.
He hangs near the playground, tries to befriend the children. He was around here last night before the dance.
Is he violent?
Yes, sir, I would say so, yes. There's the son of a bitch now. Hey, you!
Go, Phelps. I'll take the car and see if I can cut him off.
Да, опять мне бежать, а он будет на машине ездить, да? Куда он делся? Пристрелить. Да, предупредительный воздух, потом не останавливаться, стрелять на поражение. Потом повесить на него всякие косяки, да? Стоять, блин. Я ж тебя догоню все равно.
That's far enough, freak. You move a muscle and you're a dead man.
Да ты чё? А, Q. Да убей ты его. Да ты чё так? Что за проблема? Вот так вот, что он как-то не бил.
What's your name?
Who's asking?
We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Name's Eli Rooney.
You've been in trouble with the law before, Eli?
Some.
What are you doing around here?
I like to keep an eye on the children.
Strictly paternal, is it, Eli?
Don't sass me, boy.
A woman was abducted here last night, Eli, and murdered.
And I would love to make you for that, you oaky motherfucker.
Well, I wouldn't know nothing about that. A woman, you say? I like 'em a little younger than that.
Turn out your pockets, Eli.
Now, why would I do that?
Because I'm about to break your fucking skull, Eli.
You're under arrest, Eli. You are in very deep trouble.
И бабочку брошь. Он сейчас ее еще и отдаст ему, да? Не отдал.
Why bother with the paperwork, Eli?
I'm gonna take out my gun and I'm gonna count to 5. Let's see how fast you can run now.
Hang on a goddamn minute. I found that thing in the parking lot.
Get some backup out here, Rusty. We need to get this one downtown and into a cell.
I'll tell them we got a kitty raper coming in. They can roll out the red carpet.
Еще кого-то арестовали.
Blood and skin samples. We better get Ray Pinker out here.
Координирую тогда не.
The overalls are stenciled HM. Muller is a mechanic. I wonder what Eli does for a living.
Так. Да увидел я это. Удобно немного.
It's from a Chrysler. Could be important.
Вот и вещь. Вот это нельзя. О, Бьюик. Ладно. Пошли. Ты чё сидишь тут? Ты ничего не видел? Дверь открытую оставил.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need interrogation set up at Central for both suspects being held in the Muller homicide case.
Certainly, Detective. I'll get in touch with the watch commander.
Thanks, ma'am.
I'm gonna get good and tight come Friday.
Поехали, у тебя машинка. Правильно.
I say we make Rooney for this. I think we should lay it on him. He was near the car, he had her jewelry, the DA will love him for it.
Even if he didn't do it?
Who cares whether he did it? You have kids, Phelps? He needs to be taken permanently out of harm's way.
And we let Muller slide?
For a while.
Я вообще-то с ним согласен.
I don't know about this. My gut says Muller. We caught him trying to destroy evidence in his backyard, and that was his car with the bloody tools in it.
I never said it wasn't Muller. He probably killed his wife, deprived that poor kid of a mother. But he's not in immediate danger to anyone else. Rooney's a threat to every kid at home.
He's a peeper, Russ. You can pick him up for something else.
Really want to run that risk?
Хочу рискнуть, конечно.
A citizen reports suspicious activity 111 South Alameda. Stand by for further for any Central unit.
У нас выезд срочный. Все по прямой. Кого-то сейчас будем убивать или задерживать.
If we survive this, it's going to be a miracle.
Ну, я не виноват. На сирену была. Тут долго до этого места ехать-то. Ступай дорогу, не видишь? Так. Кто-то крадет рыбных консервов или что?
LAPD, stop what you're doing.
Ah, shit.
Up for some of the rough stuff, are you?
What's your beef with this guy, Phelps?
Добейте его. У меня что, клавиши не работают?
All right. You really want to dance?
Hey, watch the suit.
А, ты же...
You, get back here.
Ой, и как назло, не очень быстрая тачка. Это что такое было? Ушел. Он проехал, вы его не задержали. Долго ж мне за тобой гоняться.
Just a scratch.
Give it up, LAPD.
Frank Morgan?
Yeah, look, it was Harry's idea to boost the truck full of fishes, not mine. I was in the bar late talking and we...
Save it. You two idiots can say hello to Adrian for me.
Oh, god damn it.
Угнал грузовик, нахрена только угонял? О, ты подогнал нашу машинку. Ой, точка. А, тоже ментовская. У нас такая же, да? Да. Такая же. Поехали на наше, а то мы и так машину сколько угоним.
Watch where you're driving, you maniac! Gently.
Мы путь сократили, что ты хочешь? Это флажкаш. Не, ну вот не видят, что ли?
Slow and steady, come on! Thanks for your trouble.
Ой, давай, 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 расследование. Подрались, что-то драки в последнее время не очень даются. Припарковались, поехали дальше.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
You better not go soft on me in here, Phelps.
We'll work the evidence, Rusty. Let him do the rest.
I'm telling you, it'll never
Are they ready?
and you'll get roasted.
Bowler's in 2 and the pervert's in 1. Get in there and get a conviction.
Так.
Captain, we were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, Phelps, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in a wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally with him.
Advice?
Let's put the squeeze on that fucking Okie Rooney.
You look like you've had it rough.
You see me asking for your sympathy, boy?
Место работы.
Your luck, Eli.
I had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro. I'm looking for something new.
You better not be lying to me, Eli. If I send an officer down there to find out and it turns out you wasted his time...
Hell, I ain't lying. That ain't worth lying over. You looking for some wisdom in that book of yours?
You ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go calling them.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean. That's not what you mean, is it? Any old rope will do me fine.
Mrs. Muller was strangled with a triple braid. Give me something, Eli.
I like braid, but I didn't rope that woman. You're not hanging this one on me, partner.
You killed Mrs. Muller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. I ain't done nothing like that.
You have no job and nowhere to live by the smell of things, and you need money. You've been in trouble before, Eli. Who do you think a jury will believe?
I've been in trouble for other things, but I ain't never killed no one. I saw that car coming to the parking lot late last night. Man got changed there and then put his coveralls in the trunk. I saw him drop the butterfly in the lamplight, and he strolled out, cool as you like. And I went over and I picked it up.
I don't like you, Eli. I think you're an evil man. I think you try to pass off your pain to other people. I can't make you for this case, but my consolation is that I don't think you will be out of prison for very long.
You can count on it, shitbird. By the way, Eli, the captain and the hat squad would like to talk to you next. Any idea what they might want to talk about? For my money, Hugo Muller's our #1 suspect. The evidence is solid. I think it's time we hit him with it.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
Here's where we stand, Hugo. Your next-door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it.
Так, уничтожение улик.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
Are you going to tell me what I want to know, or do we have to take it out of you in lumps?
Give it your best shot. I can take whatever you're throwing.
Доступ к канату. Ну, поехали.
You know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the army.
Do you know anything about braided ropes?
Some. They're mainly used for mooring lines, hawsers, you know, that kind of stuff. We don't have much use for them in the machine shop. We use chain hoists.
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got no proof.
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo. What make of car do you drive?
A Chrysler Airflow.
So I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a Chrysler. We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Enough lies, Hugo. Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
My overalls are in the laundry of my house. Either you start backing up what you're saying, or I'm going to walk out that door.
Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, я перелистал.
We're letting you go for now, Mueller. Go home and see your daughter, and work on your story. It's got more holes than a batting cage.
That's the guy. Detective, that's him. That's the guy who parked the car, I'm sure of it. Hey, he's getting away!
That's not true. I can't go to jail.
Черт, вот это я лоханулся.
You gotta get me closer.
Да ну.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
Ну стреляй. Надо было
Hit it.
предъявить.
Clean this asshole off the road. Hit him, Cole. Spit him out.
Да он уходит, 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 уходит. Да елки, если бы на почтовых ящиках как не подлетало бы. Не на почтовых ящиках, на обычных коробках.
It ends here, Hugo. Once we get the janitor's statement, you'll be staring down a murder charge.
Надо было предъявить обвинение.
have to say I'm disappointed. I stood in front of a troop of reporters and made promises. Promises of swift and fearful retribution, and you bring me an armful of vagary and happenstance. You made the department look bad, lad. Do it again and your career as a policeman will come to an abrupt and ignominious end. You two are back on the streets. Find street criminals, roust them, beat them, and restore some fervor to your police work. Your next case
Короче, неудачно закончил дело.
Now get out of here!
Нас отчитали. Теперь мы будем ловить. Да ладно. Ну да, как и в прошлый раз. О, флешбеки. Давно их не было.
We captured 2 regular army. Lieutenant! Phelps, we've been over this. That sniper barely missed you back on the beach. Until the mission is over, there'll be no more saluting or signs of rank.
I'm in charge here, Medier!
Do you wish to interrogate the prisoners?
No, they're beat. Why they look so sullen? They're wondering why we haven't killed them yet. There is no greater shame than being taken prisoner.
Get this, Golden Boy actually seems to know what he's doing.
なた方の階層と名前を名乗ってください。
第44大部隊所属兵だ。
キスマ何様だと思ってるんだ。
See that, boys? He slapped that Jap right upside the head.
It was merely to remind him of his place. His shame was the tone of voice that he used with a superior. I respect the Japanese, Corporal.
Respect, we're here to kill the sons of bitches.
Do you know why we are fighting the Japanese, Private?
With respect, sir, these bastards attacked Pearl Harbor.
And why did they attack Pearl, Private?
Because they hate the US of A and our way of life.
They attacked the U.S. because we cut off their oil. What would we do if another country denied us the gas to run our cars?
Понятно. То есть у него... О, меч в шелковых чулках.
Ah, Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
Yeah, my real name. And you can just forget all about it.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. We seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint that he thinks the Mendez case is hokey.
Well, young Phelps, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more pleased with the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
Да. Ладно, поехали. Ладно. Так, давайте машину. Нету, да, машин? Ладно. Костюмы еще не дают. Так, сейчас маленький перекур. Продолжим. Так, поехали дальше. Радио бы еще музыку вырубить отсюда. Мне не присылали каждый раз.
You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
You're kidding. The next one will be opposite Central Station.
Count yourself lucky, Phelps. Most guys would kill to land a case so close to their desk.
Yeah. It means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, Phelps.
Да, дела халатно заканчиваю.
It's against the rules to drive like this without a siren.
Ну чё, будет что-нибудь, нет? Что, нам дальше надо было? Я думал, прям вот тут. Боку.
Detectives, they're ready to start the show. I'll take you through.
О, опять. Слышите, вы что, точно бан хотите себе получить?
Brothers, Pinker?
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you when you're ready.
Another wedding ring torn from the finger. No skin under the fingernails.
Only 21 years old. But why the library card? Did he want us to find it?
Да брось ты его. Немножко управление бить.
Lacerations on the neck would indicate a great deal of force.
Да, большой силы. Реверс. Кожаный шип.
Kiss the blood, BD.
Все просмотрел.
The evidence in the Mueller case was solid. I'm not convinced about Mendez.
The best way to get away with murder is to pin it on somebody else. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
Strangled, battered.
Yeah. We know the MO. So does every jerk who kills his wife and girlfriend looking for a way out. I've spoken to Brown. He still believes the Dahlia perp has medical experience.
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
Anything for us to go on, Mal?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation would seem to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
Как делаю отношения. Тоже к делу отношения.
If she took a blow to the head like the others, she was probably unconscious when strangled.
Пять пачек этикет. Который не имеет к делу отношения, да? Да. Блок. Редко. Тоже не имеет. Сигарета.
Phelps, you'll want to come and take a look at this. I'm not kidding, Phelps. Come see. Now.
May as well follow the trail.
Ну.
Antonia. Huh, same as the library card.
Давайте еще посмотрим. Это я уже просмотрел. Что тут еще?
Catch all the good ones, Phelps. Find anything interesting?
Proximity to the scene, plus the bloodstains. No way is this coincidence.
Туфельку нашли. Слава богу, хоть кто-то на... Больше никто тут не... Да, кровь идет туда. Дальше.
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
О, спиралька от комаров.
House keys strung up like bait on a hook. You think he's trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall, that brazen son of a bitch.
Еще что-то нашел.
That's got to be a code or a cipher.
253. О. И наверх еще подниматься.
Where are you taking us?
All these people are vultures, officer. But you can tell me what's going on.
Давайте, сейчас на крыше еще один труп, да? Ого. Открыть тебя нельзя? Можно.
Empty. Where is all of this meant to be taking us? Clearly wants us to find these things. He's left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. You got a new MO. I told you it wasn't our guy.
Or he might just be getting more confident.
Лоток. Имеет дело отношения. Да положи ты его. Тоже не имеет дела отношения. Куда нас приведет сейчас это?
Enameled and gold-plated. This was precious to her.
Вот трогаешь отпечатки, в перчатках надо это все трогать. Может, ты и есть убийца. Еще выше, да куда вы там?
Trail points up. Pulled from the finger and hung up here. What's the significance?
А чё он не взаимодействует?
Looks as though the killer was decorating with this.
Сумочка. Что у нас в сумочке?
Son of a bitch wants her identified. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown.
Все смотрели. Поехали.
It was Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
Right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed the case.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway.
Вы чё, охренели? Я с Сиреной еду.
Close the book.
But if he's got a confession, and, you know, there's ways of getting it.
I'm sure.
Я с Сиреной тут катаюсь. Куда еще с Сиреной покатаешься? Ладно. Дорога пустая, некому сообщать. О, мы без фары уже катаемся. А, ну да, у меня шейки уже. Ну, это... Пэтс 5. Комната. Короче, это типа отеля, что ли?
Wait just a moment. I'm sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPente, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor. Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives. It's this way.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. A person seems so alive, and then they're gone. Antonia's room is upstairs, last door on the left.
Thank you. We'll be back shortly.
Excuse us a moment, ma'am.
А чё я начал обходить? Ох, ё.
You look at that? Someone's turned the place over.
Да.
The charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
Письмо. It's
Okay, we have an address.
стекло
The
разбито.
smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
So someone broke in using this thing instead of a crowbar. Wonder where it was taken from.
Похоже на...
The landlady looks like she means business. What do we want to drink?
Let's go talk to her.
Не, пошли, с хозяйкой надо поговорить. Он пусть... Тоже уже. Где она? Здесь? Где хозяйка сидит? Где?
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, detective. I'll do my best.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife that served me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17.
Вышло.
He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I have no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
Come on, Mrs. Lepenti, you must have some idea.
Maybe a movie? Maybe church. She was a very religious girl.
Набожная была. Ты взлома. Давайте. Она подозрительна. Нет, врать, может.
You've had a
пила.
break-in?
No, that can't be true.
The window's broken, the room's been tossed. You seem like the type of landlady who notices everything that happens under her roof. What gives?
Don't take that tone of voice with me, young man.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
What about her bracelet?
I don't know anything about a bracelet.
Так.
In her wedding photo, she's displaying a charm bracelet.
That thing? She never wore it. He gave it to her. She always kept it in that wooden jewelry box.
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
I've said it right from the start. We should come down hard on the husband. Let's check his place out.
Ну, пошли займемся. Где наша машинка? О, это ревшая. И чё ты села, если я не сяду? Ладно. Чё ты вышел, я сел. Возьмем дело какое. Ну проезжайте. Я ж такой водитель, что все собью.
Think there's anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3. No big deal. After a while, you just numb yourself to the experience.
But Angel, he's a young Latino man. It would hurt his sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure, a woman taking control over his life.
Имя Angel. Прикольно.
Then she fronts him and he snaps.
Вау, ты
Works for
чё?
me. That makes Angel a killer as well as a piece of shit.
О, а чё он тут живет недалеко? Чё он письма писал? Пришел бы. Это 304.
Maldonado is in apartment 304.
Да, 3-й этаж.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest. I got 100 pounds of his wife now. What do you think?
I got nothing to say to you.
Долго ж ты его вырубал.
Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh, God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, goddammit! You think I'd kill my own wife?
We should get the whole place going over, then talk to the neighbors.
Осматривать опять все. Вот это я не...
Phelps, I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call me Finbar.
Ну и чё ты за мной ходишь? Сам сказал мне осмотреть, все, сам.
Don't think this is anything.
Не важно, а тогда что берешь, если не важно? Так, на балкон потом.
Just picked fruit market. I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place. The El Dorado.
Мне кажется, фрукты не... О.
This will take some explaining.
По-моему, это не кровь.
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi. He's toast.
Он зашел через заднюю комнату.
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of
А
Angel's
ты это уже
movements.
сказал.
He's got no alibi. He's toast.
Сейчас опросим. Да, вид хороший. Чё? Подъезжаем.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
Опросим. О, вот этих, кстати.
Any ideas?
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi. He's toast. No good. There's nobody here.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm playing with my kid.
LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks. What do you think?
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi. He's toast.
Hello.
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last
Ну,
night?
как обычно.
Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No, I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
The hired help at the El Dorado might have seen the broad the night she died. Maybe the regulars, too. You should check it out.
Help me out.
The hired help at the El Dorado might have seen the broad the night she died. Maybe the regulars, too. You should check it out.
Да. А, нельзя быстро.
So what next?
The hired help at the El Dorado might have seen the broad the night she died. Maybe the regulars too. You should check it out.
Да-да-да, знаем. Это мы бежим вниз. Видите, второй выход есть. Как она могла видеть? Сторицы. Да, это... Я уже катался, да? Катался. Эй, сядь. Что за нашим? Где моя нас?
Isn't he the cop they've been talking about on the radio?
Finally gets a glove at Matteo's ribs, and that leads to trouble for both fighters.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in. KGPL, 11 King, over.
11K, Captain Donnelly and Detective Sergeant Phyllis Brown urgently request your presence at Central. A new letter has been found.
11K, en route.
You don't think it's strange that all these murders are happening to girls who've been out drinking?
No, no. A broad drinks, she gets a bit tight, she starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up in an alleyway. It's a sad story, but this town's seen it play out 1,000 times, Cole.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Because there are perfectly good real-life suspects for every one of these murders. We don't need to go looking for the monster under the bed.
У меня интуиции нет вообще.
Another letter? I thought the letter was from a nut.
These letters, Brown and Hanson believe they are genuine. From him.
Now we sent another.
You know, I really hate this fuck. This Black Dahlia guy. You seen the body? Fucking case just gnaws away at your guts. Hollywood. Every prom queen from every fucking hick town in America turns up here. Where do they end up? Gut fucking side.
God, you're gonna kill us!
Ты чуть не доехал. Поехали в отделение. Чё тут? Новое письмо какое-то обнаружил.
Captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Капитан ждет вас.
Are we going to the Mocambo this Friday? I think his name is Phelps. I read about him in the paper.
С кем ты базаришь? С тобой ж...
Everybody in this town is nuts.
Hey, don't mind me.
Я должен заходить первый.
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Phyllis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all this fares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and type from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
Давайте вот это вот вначале смотрим.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
Куда чё? Один из злого добра.
Heap upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down in one round.
Не знаю.
That's why we called you in.
Do you think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nut job's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley. Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finnis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Я допрашиваю. Спрашивай.
Oh, Susie, you are so
Ты
bad.
допрашивать собрался?
What I missed?
Я не собрался допрашивать.
Phelps,
So,
you mind coming here and doing your job for a second?
ага. Давай
Proved your
займемся.
attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe? She didn't stay long.
What time did she leave?
Maybe 1 o'clock.
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
You didn't want anyone else to have her. You didn't like the idea of other men fucking your wife, them slipping it to her, the idea that she might like it.
Vete tomar por culo!
Easy there, Angel boy. Ease it back a notch.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Ippolito, he said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you've made it if you got that desk.
Поехали, ну его в баню. Куда-то там ехать собирались. Пока наш шеф уехал. Пару эльдорадо собрали. Мы в бар поехали. Аж выпить. Халатные дела, блин. Куда ж ты?
All units also needs help. 415 and shots fired. 313 Bunker Hill Avenue. 313 Bunker Hill Avenue. Unit to handle code 3 identified.
Не видишь, тут код 3 какой-то. Едем кого-то убивать. У нас.
All units also needs help. 415 and shots fired. 313 Bunker Hill Avenue. 313 Bunker Hill.
Why don't you come on out, Jimmy? I won't let them hurt you. Not my honey boy.
I told you not to call me that, woman. Now shut the hell up.
You shut the hell up.
That the lady of the house?
It's a nice story. Two old lovebirds just moved in together, but they had a falling out, and he chased her across the yard with a 12 gauge. Now it's him or us.
Что, мне надо его убить?
Officer down! Give yourself up! Now!
You're a cop killer! Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
Ты убил копа, 2 копов. А чё они сунулись?
What have they done to you?
Не спас 2 копов. Ай, пух. Чё они сунулись раньше времени? Поехали дальше. Да.
Easy.
Да ты съедешь.
Calm down.
Шумный. Да.
Siren might keep people out of your way. What do you think?
Давай.
That will be all.
Черт. О, мы вышли. Пошли конфискуем.
What's your beef with this guy, Phelps?
Стой. Ладно, пошли конфискуем какой-то. Этому. Chevrolet Stingline. Нам нужна наша машина, так что Chevrolet, заткни музыку. Короче, сейчас найдем ментовскую какую-нибудь. Поберем ментовскую. А то этот Chevrolet весь опять будет тишина. Да. Где ментовская хоть одна? Хоть одна ментовская машина.
Phelps.
Чё, Филь? Я ищу ментовскую. Расстрел на это. О, сейчас будет точно. Пешком будем бегать. Ну а что, тут менты не ездят? Ух ты, КамАЗ. Еще не видел.
Sir, step out of the car, please. LAPD.
If I find one goddamn
Вон менты. Вот как всегда, когда надо, ни одних ментов нет. Кого?
Out of the car, it's an emergency.
Ты можешь остаться. Твою запороли, значит, точно. Где этот бар? Вот.
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah, me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. Oh, what did she do?
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
A waitress. Can I have another spoon?
Where's that goddamn waitress?
You want a tip?
А,
Refill my coffee
о,
next time, honey.
от Калифорнии. Конечно, знаешь, что Антонио сожжение брака. О, надо пойти опять этого допросить.
Say, honey, what time do you get off wooden tables?
Танском и
Divorce papers. Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was gonna show him.
Плохо.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. The temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
Did she leave with anyone?
No. She wanted a cab, but my payphone ain't working, so I couldn't call her one.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was gonna serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
Да мне тоже так
Did she
кажется.
attract any interest?
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think? She managed to scare them off, though.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
No problem. Hey, get the guy, will you?
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
Так, выпить мне не дадут, да, я так?
Joe's buddy. He's nice. Really.
Так, может еще кого-то поспрашивать?
Why is the word abbreviation so long?
Кто не хочет говорить?
Do you mind if I get back to my bar?
What now?
Cover my shift on Wednesday. I have an audition.
I'm at a loss.
Search around. If Antonia was as messed up as we hear, maybe she left physical evidence as well as witnesses.
Sam has taken me to Palm Springs for the weekend.
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Search around. If Antonia was as messed up as we hear, maybe she left physical evidence as well as witnesses.
You want a tip? Refill my coffee next time, honey.
Так, что ты говорил мне?
What do you think?
Search around. If Antonia was as messed up as we hear, maybe she left physical evidence as well as witnesses.
Да мне тоже кажется, что она какие-то улики Что
I
носит?
got a call back for that Universal Chorus line.
Where's that goddamn waitress?
Работает. Я понял.
You're gonna see your married man
Где
again.
у нее?
Sir, do you work here?
Sorry, pal, just making deliveries.
From where?
Just Pig Fruit Market across the street.
A fruit market delivers here?
Yeah, sure does. The Mexes love a little slice with their tequila.
We found a crate a lot like the ones you're wheeling there, except it was filled with booze. You know anything about that?
What? No, we deliver all over the place, officer. No telling where the boxes end up. Excuse me, I have to get on with this.
Fine, thanks.
A waitress. Can I have another spoon?
Так, ладно. Маленький перекур, сейчас вернусь. Ну чё, поехали продолжать. Ох ты. Вижу. Дело.
That's the cop from the newspaper.
Ты не видишь, тут идет тут дорога? Ладно, поехали. Куда мы поехали?
What's your read on Maldonado? I still like him for it. Seriously, that line about the guy at the fruit market recognized it as woman? We'll get to the market and the guy behind the counter will tell us he saw Angel drag his old lady off into the night. This case will be shut like all the others.
Ну, он еще и припарковался. Нафиг парковаться.
The handbag was left just up there, overlooking the market.
Could have come here from the start and saved ourselves a day's legwork.
Are you working Friday night? We should go out afterwards.
Sir, Wait, you look familiar.
Hey, from the bar, right? What brings you here?
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney. What can I do for you?
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
She was wearing a necklace?
I didn't notice.
You weren't paying attention, Feeney?
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
Что мне он не нравится. Убрать ответ.
What about a charm bracelet?
No, can't say I noticed that.
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
You already knew Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady. Her husband went apeshit one day when he caught me talking to her. She hadn't been back until last night.
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
Something bad happened to her, Clem. And so far we have her husband as a suspect, and you. Give us something that will make us go away.
Me? You think it was me? Do I look like a violent man?
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem? Shh.
I got a callback for that Universal chorus line.
No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
Are you working Friday night? We should go out afterwards.
Why cut someone who was already dead?
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. Must have seen it during the war.
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination.
Just don't know how to dance to bebop.
This fruit stall punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off.
Clem!
God damn it, get after him, Cole. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
The fruit guy's getting away, Phelps. Now who's about to get picked?
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck. Now is not the time to play around, Phelps.
Get out of the way!
Портили человеку машину. Да, продолжили.
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Our job on this case, gentlemen. The poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor, lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
Sarge, why are the guys giving it? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do at that. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads.
How can we fail, Skip, with the Shadow leading the show?
Who the fuck is the Shadow?
Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. You never hear the bastard coming.
You're sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where were you dragged up? A swamp?
Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand morning it is, too. We have just cause for celebration. Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping into his tiny reptile brain. Now, the fresh business. Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
Which is it, girls? Bing Crosby or Frank?
Skipper, is the new letter genuine?
Now, boys, we all know how many imbeciles have confessed in the short case. Ray Pinker will let us know in good time. To your work, detective. With Godspeed.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a
Fine
45.
morning indeed. We keep locking them up, but the bodies keep piling up.
Californians love a fad, Phelps. As long as the bricks hold up at San Quentin, there'll always be killers in this town to send there.
I don't want to be rude, but you're bothering me. He's good looking for a policeman.
Guy gave his wife a cat. I said, all fair in love and war. Greetings from sunny California. When's it gonna stop?
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you've made it if you got that death.
First the letter, and now... Another body. Come on, you can't keep on telling me there's not a killer still out there.
You know, Phelps, all these arrests on your record are giving you a reputation. You don't want them turning into unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
The minnows maketh the man, Phelps. You can't always hit home run. Sometimes you just gotta make first base.
He's only a writer, so he can't really help.
I'm trying to imagine you with a personality.
Let me guess. Hiding from the wife?
Son, you're a couple of shingles short of a full roof.
That's a cut from the newspapers.
Whoa there! That guy there will lead us up.
I'm steeling myself for what I'm about to see.
I'll just be another dead body. We're used to seeing them. They're the gig when you work the homicide jobs. Okay, at the next corner, hang a right.
Detectives?
О, мы приехали.
Scene secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door.
Так, все, надо будет заканчивать.
Keep me informed.
Will do, detective.
This looks awfully familiar. I think that's the impression the boys from the Examiner took with them as well.
There's nothing original under the sun. Why should murder be any different?
What do we have so far?
Not much trace evidence to speak of. Storm blew in around 10 last night, and the rain washed most of it away.
And the body? Looks like she was tipped out of an automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries. Strangled with a length of rope. And for my money, it's triple braid again. Time of death? From her temperature, maybe 2 a.m., but it was cold last night. Usual head injuries.
О, это хоть
Unforced
одето.
trauma. Knock him over the head, then strangle and mutilate. No message with this one. At least she was left clothed. I doubt very much he was concerned with her dignity. The green silk dress is very distinctive. Any sign of her other shoe? No. And no handbag or other personal effects.
Да, не раздели, зато лежит она. Так, голову, значит.
There appears to be a dry cleaning label. Superior Laundry Services, F1363.
Кольца нету. Тут у нас тоже не. И вещи, правда? Внимательнее посмотрим. Раз. Еще раз повнимательнее. Ладно, ложи. Все, больше ничего. Смотреть не хочешь. Ну, ладно, пошли искать улики. Что тут?
I doubt it.
Я тоже сомневаюсь. Следы.
No drag marks. Killer was moving around, surveying the scene.
Ну,
Our driver and our killer are most likely one and the same.
да, музыка играет, значит.
Seems irrelevant.
К делу не относится, забирай себе. Я забрал сколько там баксов. Это просто машина. Я уже... Кого это еще привезли? Даже и выйти не успел позвонить в полицию. Сообщить, что тут просто сбили.
Detectives, I've been working the houses across the street and up the block. This lady thinks she has something for us.
Detective Phelps, LAPD.
I'm Mrs. Barton, Catherine Barton. I live just across the way.
Did you see anyone around here last night?
Not last night, but yesterday, early evening, I saw that awful hobo.
Do you have a description?
Tall, gaunt, horribly disfigured. I think he may have had an accident in the war. He's a very scary, angry man.
Any idea where we might find him?
One of the hobo camps around here. He's some kind of hobo leader. They all follow him around.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been a big help.
Of course. Anything I can do to help. I'd hate to think that something so ghastly could happen right here and nothing be done about it.
Ты мне искать лагерь бродяг?
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address on Superior Laundry Services.
Just a moment. Superior Laundry Services, 1260 West 1st Street.
Can you track down reports of hobo camps in the vicinity of Signal Hill?
Just a moment, Detective. There's a large camp under the bridge on Grand between Temple and Sunset.
Thank you.
Нашли лагерь бродяг. Все, поехали в лагерь бродяг. Это ж наша машина. Ты уже сидишь. Я пока по телефону, он там в тепле. И под дождиком.
I think we ought to investigate the hobo lead.
Well, if you think we ought to, then I guess we ought.
Ну чё, дрифт? Не получается тут дрифтить.
Just go easy, Phelps.
Сильно машину как-то кидает, дрифт не получается. Вау.
We survive this. It's gonna be a miracle.
Я сюда поехал. А тут в другой стороне.
Watch it, will you?
Maybe I'd drive better if you shut the hell up.
Going too fast. You're a different man in front of the captain.
Ходи, офицер. Вы заехали на преступление? На какое место преступления? Все, нам надо ехать. Ой, правильно.
Great. How are we gonna look getting around in this thing, Cole?
Я просто посадил, что за машина. Садись. Доехать до лагеря бродяг, короче. Занесло. А, вон где вход. С той стороны.
We're looking for a tall man with a disfigured face. Do you know him?
Huh? What? I fought in 2 wars, you know, son. I think I earned some peace and quiet.
The bum isn't here.
Look at these people.
We should follow the lead. These guys can wait. At least the rain stopped. We can change back into those white bucks now. Phelps, leave him be.
Calling you stupid would be an insult to stupid people.
Я сказал, эта зацепка важна.
That broad's got sauce in for deer. Get the facts first. You can distort them later. You can't do this!
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted?
Slow down!
You got a reason to be acting like a jackass?
Incidental.
Он и есть.
No good to me.
Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just cracked? Did you read about the woman who...
What's your beef with this guy, Phelps?
It's the cop that caught her! We talk about this.
An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman walk into a bar. Bartender looks up and says, "What is it?"
Это тоже не.
Are you drunk, mister, or are you just cracked?
Son, you're a couple of
leave him
slates short
be.
of a full roof.
Oh, I wish I could afford that.
That's disgusting.
Где его
Didn't you ever
найти?
hear of germs? Slow down. You're a modest little person with much to be modest about.
Другу.
can't do this. Sam has taken me to Palm Springs for the weekend. If olive oil comes from olives, where's baby oil come from?
Это ясно. Все, это пошел. Ладно, иди. Тоже никого нет.
What's your beef with this guy, Phelps?
What I missed.
Это. Так, по ходу дела я все обошел. Что я был в этом?
Hey, that's that cop. Seems like a decent guy.
Хочешь со мной идет?
That price is outrageous. My wife is so dumb, she stares at orange juice for hours. Well, it does say concentrated in the carton.
О.
That's disgusting. Didn't you ever hear of germs?
Slow down.
He wants a 5-star goddamn wedding.
Keep talking. Someday you'll say something intelligent.
The heck?
Isn't that the cop who caught the guy who was
You can't do this! If olive oil comes from olives, where's baby oil come from?
When's America gonna understand? It's about giving, not getting.
Тут тоже его нет, да?
How's that just been paid look about him?
По ходу дела я в тупике.
Oh, I wish I could afford that.
Ладно, надо было в прачку идти. Была меня по ложному следу.
What I missed.
That's the cop. Seems like a decent guy.
2 peanuts for walking.
Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just cracked?
That price is outrageous.
The broad has socks in it.
Slow down.
Did you read about that woman who stabbed her husband?
Так, короче, я тут все оббегал.
Leave him be.
That's disgusting. Didn't you ever hear of germs?
Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just cracked?
Я тут все уже оббегал. Нету его. Другое
What's your
общение.
beef with this guy, Phelps? Can't we talk about this?
Где тут выход наверх?
Calling you stupid would be an insult to stupid people.
Так, поехали тогда в другое место. Ложная зацепка.
no message.
Excuse me?
There was no message.
Where?
On the Vic. The last bodies had something written on them. This one didn't.
I'm failing to follow you.
Can't be the same guy is what I'm saying, right? Before you start trying to link this to Maldonado and all the others.
There are more factors to consider than the messages, Rusty.
This doesn't fit your pattern, Cole. End of conversation. Understand?
Понятно. Черт, я же хотел заканчивать. Ладно, сейчас быстренько. Ладно, поворот проехали. Этот повернем.
Jesus, Phelps!
Да, что-то мне ты тоже не нравишься. А далеко прыгать. Делаем по красоте. Уступите дорогу. Видите, камикадзе едет. Как я? Прикольный автомобиль. А вон стоит такой же. Да куда ты? Что за машинка такая? Да, у тебя не Порше, что ли? Порше я возьму тебя покататься. А, год до Порше. Первых еще долго. Так, пошли в прачечную.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. We're investigating a case, and one of your laundry labels came up. F1363.
If you give me a minute, I'll go find a register and you can take a look. You take a look for yourself. I've got clothes that need pressing.
You wrote the number down on that dress, is it there?
Ой. А я забыл. Как журнал? $15.63.
Mrs. T. Terrellson, 43 Emerald Street, Westlake.
Поехали к дому. Когда у них еще были такие стены. Что ты не садишься? Кажется, она пьяная вышла и...
I've got a feeling we're about to meet another wife killer.
You've always got that feeling, Rusty.
Yeah, and it's usually correct.
Please, please, for once, can you not let your assumptions color your detective work?
Just you wait. Nordic types show a particular
Так, короче,
disposition.
мне этот начинает надоедать уже. Старик. Уголки. Так, сохранено. Ладно. Будем заканчивать. А то мне уже идти надо. Всем пока. Всем до завтра. Сегодня на вряд ли поиграю. Всем пока. До завтра.